Welcome to the Pulse with Peter B. I'm your host, Peter Biancamano. Let's get you to the pulse on everything you need to know. And we are here at the beautiful Pilsener Haus and Biergarten, located at 1422 Grand Street. And today's show is sponsored by Long Shot Pistol and Rifle, Secaucus, New Jersey, providing responsible CCW training only to responsible owners. Visit their huge indoor training center and full-service gun store. Start your CC training today, Long Shot Secaucus, and you're always gonna be on target there. And speaking of two people who are always on target when they come on the show, and the transition is
always
right.
On point,
the
always
dream
on
team
point.
is here. Thank you. I mean, we've been promoting them.
We clap for ourselves. We clap for ourselves.
I'm so nervous. I had to get a pen and a paper. I don't even know what I'm doing with this here. I feel like I'm going to take an order or say somewhere. Anyway, we have Daria Peace of at Hoboken Eats, and of course Krista Stucchio of at #FoodPick. Krista, let's start with you. How are you today?
I'm a little sweaty, but I'm doing great. I have off tomorrow.
Cool.
So today is my Friday.
Today is your Friday.
Today is my Friday,
I like that.
What a good way to start with some beer.
Right?
Amen. And Daria, let's go to you. I mean, I believe the last time you were here, you were trying the food with Chef Mike here.
Yep.
You know, we're going to be doing something a little different today, and I wondered if you want to tell the audience what that is.
Krista and I are going head to head once again in official Pilsener Haus Biergarten beer off.
Oh, and she forgot one part, Krista, because it's
Oh yeah.
blindfolded. Exactly. Now, Krista, the two of you, this isn't your first foray on the show,
No,
going head to head.
it's not.
You know, you guys did a wing and beer off and also a cook off, correct?
Correct.
Yeah.
You never know we were friends, right? We go to head all the time.
Yeah, we're just like fighting constantly on camera.
And by the way, they're consistently telling me they want to do segments with themselves. Soon they're going to squeeze me right out. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
What do you guys think?
Yeah.
the
Drop
plan.
a comment. Give a phone call. I don't know. How do people like contact you?
Facts
to
and
tell you that
facts.
they love
Social
us.
media, all about social media. You guys are huge on Instagram, right?
Just a little bit.
Exactly. Well, the Pulse is trying to get there, and thank God we have a beautiful new social media team who's working on getting us there. So make sure, and it has the approvals from our foodies, as I like to call. Okay, ladies, it is now time that you put on your blindfolds.
Oh, boy.
Chris, our production assistant, as soon as you put those on, I'm going to call him over. And I am going to, Chris, why don't you start bringing those beers over? Folks, today we're going to try 4 beers, Daria and Krista. The beers you are going to be trying today are the Pilsener, the Koschitzer, the Hofbrau, and of course the Pilsener Haus Original. Each of you will be trying one beer. I'm going to move them back a little on the table. I am going to be handing you a beer. And of course, I'm not going to make you say any of those names that I just said. So your options are going to be a wheat beer, a stout, a lager, or a light beer. Pretty easy, right?
Yeah, I mean, honestly,
Don't worry, Daria.
There's no way we could mess this up.
but it's hilarious because Daria and I are actually like bad at this. I
Yeah.
think like
Yeah.
that's what's even funnier.
All right, so again, your options are wheat, stout, lager, light. Okay? So I am going to put the first glass. Daria, please hold it. Krista, please hold it. Okay. What are you guys smelling in the aroma of the beer?
I'm smelling a dark beer.
Yeah,
Smelling a dark, Krista?
it definitely doesn't sound like something I would order. So that's why
It smells fruity.
Yeah.
Okay.
Ooh.
All right, so why don't you guys do the little tasty taste and let me know which one you guys think it is.
Bottoms up.
Bottoms up. Oh, she's already drinking. Daria's done first.
Do we say it right now?
Yes, you're gonna say it right now.
Wheat. That was my.
Okay, the results will be at the end of all 4.
I'm confident that me and Krista had the same answer, though.
So
Yeah.
wait, Daria said wheat and Krista said wheat.
Yes, because as soon as I smelled it, I was like,
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
All right.
Can I finish the rest of it?
You can, chug it on the set, you know.
I'm here to win. I'm going to keep my palate clean.
That's
wow.
Here comes the trash talking, folks. I absolutely love it. All right, Daria, let's hold on to this beer. Please
Okay.
don't drink yet. Krista, here is the beer. All right, smell it. Let me know your thoughts of beer number 2.
That's also
Krista?
dark. That's also dark.
Okay.
Yeah, I think so too. What are the options? We did
The
wheat.
options are wheat. You could say it's wheat again if you were confused about a
I feel
first
like
one.
I need a palate cleanser.
Oh, well, you
Where's
know,
my-
where's the pretzel, right, or something
a
like
pretzel.
that? The options are wheat, stout, lager, or light beer.
Stout.
Wait, you
Daria
sipped it?
says stout.
She sipped it already?
Oh.
Yeah, she's
God, I didn't know we could. I didn't know we were allowed.
How can you hold a beer in your hand and not drink it?
Boy, for them loving each other, there's trash talk going on today.
That's a stout.
It's a stout. Okay, so you both said stout. Let me just do this because
Krista,
I
I
do not
think
want
we're
to.
right.
Do you want to chug? Do you want to chug that as well, Krista? I know Daria said no.
no,
Hold on,
no.
Daria. I'll get you your third.
I'm not going to.
Okay, so we're gonna move this out of the way and we're gonna give you your third. Smell, ladies, what do you feel? What are you thinking? Again, the options on this third beer are wheat, stout, lager, and light beer.
I'm tasting it.
Okay, and we're gonna start with Krista this time. Krista,
I think this is light.
you think this is light? Okay, Daria?
What's the other one we didn't say? Light and what?
The options again are wheat, stout, lager, and light.
I'm gonna go light.
You're gonna go light as well. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so now
It didn't
we're
really
down.
have a big smell. I feel like light beers don't have a big smell.
All
It wasn't
right.
right,
Oh,
Krista?
And Krista just chugged it again.
She likes
Yeah.
it.
Loves
Well, this is what I would order.
Krista likes light beer.
Exactly.
This, yeah, I
All
like
right,
light
here's
beer.
Daria, here's
Light
the
beer
last one.
girl.
Light beer gal. Yeah.
Light
And
beer girly.
Krista, I love it. Here is. All right, let's go for number 4. And we're going to start with Krista again on this one.
Yeah, I'm gonna confidently, before I even take a sip, say lager.
Okay.
Maybe I'm better at this than I thought.
All right, Krista, you said lager?
Yes.
Absolutely.
Okay. And you think it's a lager as well?
Absolutely.
All righty then. All right, I think you guys can take off your blindfolds now because the moment of truth is here. So, Krista, you just said,
Yes.
yeah, apparently they're
keeping
sweating
it
out
there.
here as well.
Full
Krista,
sweatband.
you just dropped a line that is gonna come back and haunt you. You
Oh, that
think
I'm
you're
good at
better
it?
at this than you're not because both of you got a 50%.
No!
You only got 2 of 4 right.
Did we
Which
mix
one?
up the lager
You-
and the light?
100%.
Oh.
Classic mix-up.
That's
Yeah,
a
that is pretty classic.
but when you're wrong, right?
I
wrong.
think that the
We're
people
wrong.
aren't going to judge us for that.
We're
right?
wrong
Don't ding
together,
us.
at least.
Don't ding us.
Why do I still have this?
So I have to ask you right now, since we're at the Pilsener House and they have over 100 beers, 19 on tap, you know, all of them had their own unique taste. We'll start with you, Daria.
I would come back for this one.
Cool. I believe that
What,
was
was
the,
I
that was the right one. That was the wheat beer, the Paulana. as they
Yeah,
call
I
it.
like this
Yeah.
one. It reminds me a little bit like Allagashi, Blue Moony, that fruity.
All right. Yeah, that's exactly what they compared it to. Blue Moon on my little cheat sheet here, right?
I usually order the Pilsner House original when I'm here, but clearly I thought
Clearly she got it wrong.
that the lager was the Pilsner House original, so maybe I should start ordering the lager.
All right. Which is also
fictional.
known as the Hofbrau, which is
one's not a-
located on all of these umbrellas out here, in case you haven't noticed.
Okay,
So-
that one's not too tough to pronounce.
No, it was. I had to repeat the Koshitzer many times without, having it bleeped.
We
on
should have
TV.
not let you have
The
this
next
and made you
challenge
remember
is
all,
us-
since you didn't participate.
What are you talking about? I'm participating on camera here. This
should
is
have had
like
to make him remember
the
the
show
Dragon
is the
Bears.
Pulse with Peter B. Still, isn't it?
If we kind of have a tie, and I know we don't have time for this, but we should have done spelling the beers.
Okay, you know what? No, we're going to go over our time because
Oh.
we do have a tie. I was simply going to do a rock, paper, scissors, shoot.
Oh, but that's also fun.
We should do a Wiener Schnitzel eating competition next time around.
Okay, but how are we going to break the tie here? Now, do you want to do a little rock, paper, scissors, shoot or take Krista's idea on trying to
I'm
spell?
down for spelling. I'm not
Spelling.
good at it.
Okay, good. So we're going to skip over the Pilsner House original because if you guys don't know how to spell that, come on down. So we'll start with you, Daria. Please spell Pauliner, which was the wheat beer that you love so much.
Pauliiner.
That is incorrect. Daria? Daria.
Carrier.
Daria. Krista, that is.
We were one person. That's what we
Okay.
Well, that's what it'll be,
Can
Carrie.
you say it again?
Give her a
Krista?
new one.
No,
what's the
no,
word?
you have to say Pauliner. It's the same one.
Pauliner.
Yep. Look, they're cheating, Daria.
Pauleneur.
That is incorrect as well, so we're going to go to our second tiebreaker.
good
The
one, though.
spelling
I
was
tried. That was
Paulanner. All right, now we're going to go to Koshitzer, and folks, we're probably going to go to a third tiebreaker, so don't go anywhere. Daria, Koshitzer.
K-O.
We'll bleep that out.
K-O-S-H-I-T-Z-E-R.
Incorrect. Coach Shitster.
Oh, you did.
K-O.
Krista?
K-O-S-C-H.
You're incorrect already, so we'll just stop.
I would like to say that T wasn't pronounced.
It was
Oh my God.
Kostritzer. Now, we can't go to the next two beers because Hofbräu is everywhere here, and then of course you know how to spell
Yeah.
Pilsener Haus Richardson.
So we're rock, paper, scissors,
You guys are
right?
gonna rock, paper,
So we just
scissors,
embarrass
shoot
ourselves for nothing.
right now. Ready? I'm going to be the tiebreaker.
Okay.
Best out of one, folks, at home for the win. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot,
Oh, wait,
and that.
Whoa.
Okay, we're gonna have to do it one more time. Apparently, we don't want to get to the sponsors. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot, and Krista is the winner because rock crushes scissors. This has been an awesome segment, guys,
This
huh?
has been a silly segment.
Oh.
Silly segment.
Silly.
But how are these beers here at the beer garden?
Amazing.
Fantastic. Come get them.
Come get a big
And
one.
try
a
all
liter.
of them. Try all of them.
Yeah.
Exactly. So that's the beer garden, 1422 Grand Street. Get over here. Daria, peace, of at Hoboken Eats, and Krista Stucchio of at #FoodPick, and together they are Carria. All right, thanks guys, really appreciate it. They'll be back soon, I'm sure. We'll be right back.
Welcome to Hudson River Care and Counseling. Hello, I'm Dr. Pam Pater Ennis, the CEO and founder of Hudson River Care and Counseling with over 30 years of clinical social work experience in therapy. We are a progressive counseling and coaching practice with a diverse team that brings a holistic approach to clients. We offer support both in person and through digital platforms such as telehealth. Consider us a safe haven that you can trust with care for your mental health needs. Visit our website to set up a consultation today.
Peter Biancamano, your hostess with the mostest of the Pulse with Peter B. Folks, don't forget to go on our Facebook and our Instagram pages by searching The Pulse with Peter B. and like and follow us on each of those platforms. We're constantly updating those pages with previews of each week's segments and cool stories. Also, if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to our email address at thepulsewithpeterb@gmail.com.
Welcome back. I'm your host with the most, not hostess with the mostest, because I know which bathroom to use, unlike that bum Biancamano. And I'm so happy to be joined by Jersey City Board of Education Vice President Natalia Ioffe. How you doing today?
Hello, Josh. Thank you so much for having me.
Well, thank you for coming on. I don't even know why you decided to join me today, but I'm honored so much.
Thank you.
So we had you when you were a candidate for the Board of Education, and now so many months later, months and months and months and months, not only were you elected, but you are the one of the vice presidents of the board, if I'm not.
You are correct. I am the non-instructional vice president.
So tell us, how has it been on the Board of Education in one of New Jersey's top 2 population cities?
Very exciting, as you can imagine. We went through the budget process, which is always a huge topic in the life of a Jersey City Board of Education trustee. So that's one of the things that we can talk about because it's always so important. And it's everything that I thought it would be and more, but in the best of ways. It's all the responsibility that I anticipated, and it's all the challenges that I've anticipated, and it's totally worth it.
Well, it sounds like you have a very optimistic attitude about things that other people would be smashing their head against the brick wall. So I think viewers out there in TV land and on the internets appreciate that. But talking about the budget, I remember there was a lot from Jersey City Hall, a lot of negativity about the budget towards the Board of Education. Can you talk on that?
Absolutely. I mean, in a perfect world, we would hope that we could have a municipal administration that would willingly share the responsibility for the city's children alongside with its school board. And I would wish that more than anything, especially as a parent, not just as a school board trustee or as a resident. However, we do live in a very political town, in a county, so it's not surprising to have those kind of, disagreements and strife. And in all fairness, these are very difficult issues that we're contending with. So having said that, without doubt that these are the type of issues that need to be dissected and that need to be brought to the community in all the possible transparency, and facts.
Well, speaking about transparency and facts, I know something that the city hall over in Jersey City doesn't like to share with the people when it's trying to say, hey, your cost of living's going up because of the BOE, is that there are so many buildings in Jersey City that they've given payment in lieu of taxes pilot agreements to that don't have to pay, the school board portion of the taxes. So some of that responsibility, that's on, Jersey City Hall, no?
Yes, you are right, and those are the conversations that we've had, through the years. In fact, it was literally part of the, some of the points of my former campaigns as I was running for the school board, that, how important it would be to share some of the payment in lieu of taxes, those pilot revenues, with the schools, because the schools aren't seeing any portion of that money. Now, what ended up happening was, if I remember correctly, is that the city council and the mayor too, they did commit at some point to sharing a portion of pilot revenues with the schools. However, that was also, I believe, the same year when no more pilots were being given. Therefore, it became a moot point, a good gesture, but nothing more than that. So we are where we are, and we have to still fill the gaps where, the state funding was withdrawn from the Jersey City Public Schools. The school board has no choice but to come up with ways to fill those gaps, and that's what we're contending with.
So in terms of what the school board and the education system in Jersey City has been up to, what are the highlights so far?
The highlights of being on a school board?
Or the highlights of the different programs that have happened while you've been on the board. I see you have a big
yes, I brought show and
program book over here that we'll put on the screen.
Absolutely.
So what is in this mysterious book right here?
Well, before we delve into the book, which is really just the budget, and it is a public document that is on the Jersey City Board of Education website, among the public documents, you asked me a question, what are some of the most exciting things from being on a school board? And, I always say that I cannot disassociate from being a mother of students in Jersey City Public Schools, but seeing the accomplishment of the students in Jersey City Public Schools who have overcome, the pandemic, who have overcome these past 2 years of this remote learning, all sorts of challenges and difficulties, loss of loved ones, watching them graduate, this summer in June was definitely the highlight, seeing how many successes we've had in the student body. People, like adult education, continuing education, students who have really overcome serious, significant challenges as human beings. Seeing them reach those successes, that was 100% the highlight. From youngest to oldest student, that is when you see, okay, this is totally worth it. We're doing something right, and the evidence is these children. This is why we invest into the teaching force. This is why we invest into the infrastructure. This is why we invest into the programs, to see those successes.
So what are some of those programs that have been successful in the Jersey City school system?
To go into all, we have a vast curriculum, so I'm not sure if you
just
want to
highlight
hear
a couple.
All of it. Well, one of the things that I have seen, and that is very special to me, is the Renaissance Institute. So that is one of, it's a good example of, I want to say it correctly, just to give justice to the students. This is one of those programs that takes students that are normally in challenging circumstances and creates a safe place for them to finish their high school education. And that is so important. So it often, to the point of taking a student out of the regular high school environment and putting them in a separate kind of high school environment with other students who may be in a similar situation. It is done for their safety. It is done for their, just to create a haven for them. And I've seen the educators that are, working in that program, and the type of difference that it makes for these students is just unbelievable, because that's what it means, like when you really give a chance to a student, and it also makes you appreciate how many factors can hinder a child. You can have the best textbook in the world, and you can have the most talented student in the world, but when there are outside forces just constantly trying to undermine their process of studying, it could be huge and it could be so detrimental. So to see that opportunity exists in our school district, that was huge to me. And that is the Renaissance Institute program. So that's, I was at their graduation, and I was just, seeing those students blossom. I can't call them children because they're big, but they're still children, obviously.
They're still kids, yeah.
And that was huge.
So I know we have elections coming up, not just in Jersey City, but, in Jersey City, in the Board of Education elections in November. Who are the candidates that you're supporting that you feel will help, steer the ship in the direction that you're trying to steer the ship, for good education for Jersey City's kids?
Sure. So I definitely don't mind talking about that. We have, I believe, a total of 8 candidates once again, at least last what I checked, maybe 8 or 7. We have either 1 or 2 independents. I'm not sure yet who they are, but we have the 3 candidates running once again under the, I'm assuming, the Fair New Jersey PAC, which is the LaFrac Corporation sponsored ticket. And then we have the Education Matters, which was my ticket last year. And so currently I am not afraid to say that I am supporting the Education Matters ticket, which includes Noemi Velasquez, Afaf Mohammed, and Christopher Tisdale. And once again, I'm happy to see that we're returning to the trifecta kind of concept of last year we were running as a parent, teacher, and student. And this time, Noemi Velasquez is a teacher/administrator with experience in governance, and she's an incumbent Board of Ed member. Faf Mohammed ran last year as an independent, and I'm a big proponent of independent candidates. That was me, twice trying before I won, and so I really encourage that. And so Faf is a mother of 3, I believe, in Jersey City Public Schools, and she's running with that experience. She's also a committee woman, and Christopher Tisdale is a teacher, so that brings another educational aspect. And I think he founded a school, and he's a teacher and a professor. So those are 3 great candidates that I'm happy to say, I'm looking forward to supporting and seeing, watching them through the process.
Well, Natalia, thank you so much for coming on. I hope we have you on again in the future. I think it's been enlightening for people out in TV land. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Peter Biancamano back with you. Don't forget to watch us on cable access every Sunday and Monday at 9 a.m. Optimum Channel 18, Fios Channel 46, and Comcast Channel 190. Also on Sunday mornings at 9:30 a.m., you can watch our show on our YouTube channel, and you can also binge watch all of our old shows. Who doesn't want to keep watching The Pulse with Peter B? We'll see you there. Welcome back to The Pulse with Peter B. And as mentioned at the top of the show, we have a very, very special surprise still here at the beautiful Pilsener Haus and Biergarten located at 1422 Grand Street in Hoboken. And we have a Pulse premiere of the NFL variety. And I'm not talking about a player that only played 1-2 seasons. I'm talking about a 17-year veteran in the NFL, former NFL fullback Tony Richardson. T-Rich, how are you today, sir?
I'm doing great. It's a beautiful day. I'm happy to be in Hoboken and happy to be in my roots. I was actually born in Germany, so I have a German beer, so I'm doing well.
There you go. and he wasn't shy about the size, too,
yeah,
as you
I
can
know,
see,
right?
right?
You got to do it. If you're going to do it, you got to do it.
Well, you did tell me you grew up in Texas, so everything's bigger in Texas, right?
Everything's bigger and better in Texas, yes, sir.
I love that. I love that. Tony, thank you so much, T-Rich, for coming on as our sports insider today. And what you been up to these days?
So actually, I currently work for the National Football League, and so my department is called the Legends Community. And so the 2 teams I support are the Jets and the Giants. And so basically just helping guys as they transition out of the game. And also we mentor the young running backs as they come into the game. And just everything that goes along with transition. My dad was a military man, 32 years. My sister did
service.
Thank you. My sister did 28 forward deployments. And so even though they had their careers, at the end of it, it's tough because you've been doing something for such a long period of time. And so now we're really starting to get in front of our guys and make sure they're well taken care of after the game is over.
Yeah, and you spent the brunt of your career, I should say, in Kansas City, if I'm not mistaken.
Kansas City, yeah.
And we were talking a little off camera that you played for the great Coach Vermeil.
Definitely.
And I know there was a little bit of a celebration for Coach last week that you attended.
Yeah, Coach actually went into the NFL Pro Football Hall of Fame, and I knew he was going to cry. But I didn't know I was going to cry. So 2 things that he actually talked about that I thought were phenomenal. One thing Coach always stressed is people don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. But the thing he said is there's 2 things that I put on my body that is the most important thing. He said, number one, obviously, is this gold jacket. Number two is this ring when I married Carol 66 years ago. 66, and that's when I lost it, because Miss Vermeil, Coach Vermeil would always have players over the house. They would cook for you. They would clean, serve some wine, and we just had good times. And Coach is a dear friend of mine, a father figure. But you think about 66 years. She never missed a high school game that he coached. She never missed a game when he coached in college. She never missed a game when the Eagles, the Rams, or the Chiefs. So 66 years. That's
Don't talk about loyalty, right?
Yeah, that's loyalty for sure.
That's not only a spouse. That's your best friend.
That's your best friend, no doubt.
For a year. Oh my, I'm getting emotional.
Yeah, I
here.
know, right? I literally lost it. I'm not crying. It's windy out here. I'm not crying.
It's dry out here. I'm sweating. What are you talking about? All right, T-Rich. Well, the NFL season's upon us here.
Yeah.
I mean, the preseason has started this week.
Yep.
I don't really count the Hall of Fame game, but listen,
Yeah.
those guys are trying to make the roster, so
Definitely.
you got to count that game,
Yep.
right? Now, the NFL season's always filled with surprises.
Yeah.
Is there anything that you're looking forward to the most this season?
Really, to tell you the truth, and obviously I'm a homer, so I definitely want to see, where our quarterback with the Jets, and see if he can go from year one and year two and make improvements.
Wilson, right.
And it's funny, there's always a team that goes from last to first. I mean, you look at Cincinnati, so there's going to be some surprises. If the season starts how it ended last year, we're in for a ride. I mean, those playoffs last year, they were
every game was phenomenal.
Every game was insane.
Right.
And there's so much parity. Look at all the movement around. I mean, you got Von Miller in Buffalo. You got Russell Wilson in Denver. He's in Denver. Yeah, he's in Denver.
Yeah.
So, you look around.
You know what I was thinking? I was thinking Carson Wentz on Washington for some reason. And I'm like,
everybody's
I didn't
moving.
think of it to Washington. We haven't talked about football in a while here on the show, so I'm rusty.
Right?
Sorry about that, T-Rich. But go ahead, continue.
Yes, I mean, I'm looking forward to just to see the Eagles. I'm a quiet Eagles fan.
Right.
So I'm looking to see, if Jalen Hurts can make that big jump, because literally, I mean, he was a part-time starter, missed some games last year. So I'm excited for this year, and my Chiefs are always going to do well. I mean, as long as they got that bad man by the name of Patrick Mahomes, I think they're going to be in every game.
And I don't know if you know, I have this little jump in my voice for the folks at home, because T-Rich was drafted by my Dallas Cowboys back in '94, if I'm not mistaken. So, America's team over here he played for. So, I mean, this is like I'm melting over here. All right. So you kind of said that there's always a team that's going to be from last to first.
Yes.
Last year nobody expected the Cincinnati Bengals, like you mentioned, to win the AFC. Do you still think that they're the class of the AFC? But I know there's a team up north that plays in the cold, in the Buffalo Bills, who might be pretty good as well.
No, I mean, Buffalo's my prediction to obviously represent the AFC. I mean, they're stacked. I mean, literally, you take away, and I was with my buddy at the Hall of Fame. He works for the Bills. I mean, how in the world, 13 seconds, and you kick the ball in the end zone, 2 plays down the thing. I was like, wow. Literally, that game should have been over. All you had to do was dribble the ball, game over. But Buffalo's my team in the AFC. I definitely think they'll be in the Super Bowl. Yeah, I mean, you got Von Miller. I mean, they already got a defense, and then that quarterback's a monster, man.
Josh Allen. He really is a monster.
No, I stood up next to him. Yeah, he's a big dude. Yeah, no doubt. Yep.
Josh Allen, unbelievable. Yep. And that just goes to show you that these big guys can move.
Oh, no doubt. Yeah,
they
sure.
really can.
Oh, he's like jumping over people and running over people. Yeah.
I'm like, he's hurdling over these
guys.
Guys bigger than them, but still, he can move.
Yeah, exactly.
T-Rich, NFC. I know my Dallas Cowboys. I'm not trying to lean you on there, but who do you think's the class?
Only thing that scares me about the Cowboys is why were so many guys like Greg? Why were these guys leaving? I don't understand what's going on.
Makes zero sense.
Yeah, it makes zero sense. And now you got a wide receiver that's hurt. I think my NFC team. I mean, literally, you got to run it back with the Rams. I mean, you really look at the Rams. Yeah. They got that bad man by the name of Aaron Donald. Dude, I saw him doing the drill where he literally just pushing people and choking them. I'm like, what kind of drill is that? Like, who signed up for that drill? So
exactly.
Yeah, they're stacked. I don't know where they're getting this money from. They're paying everybody, so I don't know. I think they're circumventing the salary cap. But you win now, and I guess you'll pay for it later. But I got to go with Rams going back.
Yeah, and it's funny. Everybody was on a Matthew Stafford bandwagon last year because he played in Detroit, and then he came back to came to a contender, and he wins a Super Bowl right away. Yeah. I wonder if these people are still going to be on his bandwagon. We'll see.
I think so. We'll see what happens.
Exactly, because then everybody hates a winner. You know what I'm saying?
For sure. Yep.
And you can't count out the GOAT, of course, down in Tampa either.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's funny. I didn't even think about that, and they retool. I mean, you think about, as long as you got Tom Brady, you're in every game. You're always going to have a chance,
right.
and they're stacked. It's going to be, I think Gronk may come back. He says he's done. I just don't think he wants to do preseason. I don't think he wants to practice. I think he wants to party a little bit more, and then maybe show up around week 8 when things started. He wants to party a little bit. But
you brought up a good point, and you did it for 17 seasons. I mean, the off-season workouts, OTAs, and the preseason, you don't miss that, right?
No, it's funny. I literally do not miss getting hit. And the thing about it is, like, I was actually on the negotiating team when we did the last CBA, where we changed like the practice rules. So when I first came in the league, obviously we had Barry Switzer, 2-a-days. There was no such thing as shells. 2-a-days, full tilt. Then I get to Kansas City. We got Marty Schottenheimer, Gunther Cunningham, and Dick Vermeil. Like literally, I was talking to Johnny Moore,
hard-nosed coaches.
And he said, "I think Coach Vermeil took 2 years off of my career." So so it's always, and Rex, we worked hard. So it's I think it's just things are definitely changing, but it's good stuff.
That's great.
Yeah.
Let's we got a few seconds here, minutes here, I should say.
Yep.
Let's talk about the locals. We are a local, hyper-local show. Everybody knows I love the Cowboys and how much I, dislike the New York Football Giants, but different story for a different time. Both of these teams are in a rebuild process. Definitely. Do you think one is going to be better than the other?
I hate to say this because obviously I'm a homer with the Jets, but I believe in Brian Daboll. So I had Brian Daboll. He was our kind of gadget guy with the Jets. And so, like, anytime we ran those trick plays with Brad Smith, some of those things with Leon, like, he designed all that. He is a brilliant mind. Obviously, he left the Jets, and then he went to the Patriots, and then now in the Giants. So I think it's going to be a make-it-or-break-it year. I'm pulling for Saquon. I had a chance to spend time with him, and I was just like, why are 1 year quads the size of my whole waist? He's a monster. But, it's like, they keep saying the injury bug, but things happen, and I want to see him have success. So I think he's going to have a good year. Okay. And then, the jury's still out on Daniel Jones. And, they didn't pick up his option, so we're going to see what happens.
How long has this jury been out on Daniel Jones? But I like that they're loyal. One thing, I make fun of the football giants all the time, but they are a very loyal organization.
Yeah, one doubt. That's what it's all about. I was actually at the Giants draft party when they drafted him. Everyone started falling down. I didn't even know he was going to get drafted that high.
Right.
But, that's one good thing. They are loyal. And I think, it's definitely going to be a make-it-or-break-it year for them. And then if not, then they're going to have to probably rebuild and start over.
Interesting.
Yeah.
All right, before we let you go, you got to let the audience know. You told me off camera. What's that ring you're wearing there?
This is the Alabama Sports Hall of Fame, and it's actually housed in Birmingham. So when I went in 2015, I went in with Evander Holyfield, which is crazy because I'm like, I thought he grew up in Georgia, but he actually was born in Alabama. But the cool thing about it, the NFL is really supporting flag football. So they had the World Games in Birmingham, and that was actually the hotel we stayed in was in the Hall of Fame. So I got a chance to go see my shrine.
That's phenomenal. When you can go into any type of Hall of Fame with Evander Holyfield, you know that you did something special.
He didn't try to bite me, so that was
listen, you said it, not me. I was keeping it away. We might have him on the show in the future.
I know,
T-Rich, our sports insider today. I want to see you on a future show. Would you come back to Hoboken and see us?
I'll come back in a heartbeat. I love the atmosphere. We got to talk food. There's a lot of things we can talk about, so I'm excited.
You can't wait. We're going to Daria and Krista. We have another food insider that's joining us. Thanks again, man. I really appreciate it. Thanks. All right, folks. Join us next week for The Pulse on everything you need to know. I'm Peter Biancamano. I hope you have a great week, everybody.